I reviewed the remake of this game last year. Well, I feel like I should check out the original game too and see if it's any good. I don't remember if it was or not, though others seem to hate it for being a blatant Mario Kart clone. But to me, since I'm on PC, this is my only real option as there's not that many kart racing games on Steam or PC in general.
Seriously?
So, let's check out Garfield Kart and see if it's worth playing or not. Furious Racing was pretty good from what my review said, so who knows, maybe the original, a 3DS game, ported to PC, will actually be good. One can only hope, right?
Big Garfield fan, huh? Me too.
The entire concept is simple. Garfield plus Mario Kart equals Garfield Kart. There's nothing else to it, it's just Mario Kart with the Garfield animated show from back in the day. I really like that show. Never saw the original 2D animated one yet, but the 3D one is something I treasure as part of my childhood. There wasn't much on TV back in the day, in the early morning on a weekday, that wasn't meant for adults like the news or toddlers via Nick Jr.
Let's climb the mountain.
I bet he's got that hot Puerto Rican strange.
Dude, what the f***?
So that's the idea of Garfield Kart, taking the 3D animated TV series and combining it with Mario Kart. Though there's some things different about it that I actually like and hate, so let's talk about them.
What else is on?
Controls are actually really good. The right and left triggers are acceleration, brake, and reverse. Left analog stick is your steer, X to throw item in front of you, and B to throw behind you, and A to jump, and if you hold it, you'll drift, which isn't really that good, but if you can pull it off, you'll get a speed boost, and that's about it control-wise. You cannot control the camera at all, nor swap items to use one before the other. You cannot alter the camera placement and see things at different angles either, which isn't really that much of a problem, but still I'd like to look behind me to see who's coming up and if they're throwing an item my way. Before you play any mode, you'll want to pick your character, kart booster, hat, and item booster. As you play and complete each cup on all 3 CCs, you'll unlock new characters to play as. At first, all I had was Garfield and John. You can then unlock Liz, Odie, Squeak, Arlene, Normal, and Harry.
Oh my god. Who the fuck was this for?
As for carts and other stuff, this requires coins you earn by playing the game and also collecting more when on the tracks. With these, you can buy new carts with their own stats, new hats with a little bonus attached to them like your pies fly faster or UFOs are less likely to grab you, cart booster parts to increase certain stat, or even an item booster to be used before a race, such as if you lose, you can restart the race and not lose everything and start all over again. There's a nice amount of options as well as unlockables. So let's move on over to the modes, starting with Grand Prix. Gameplay is just simple Mario Kart, more so Mario Kart 64 than Wii onwards, as there's no real depth or challenge. This game is so casual that I feel a bit out of place. Like I need to go play Mario Kart Wii again and get whacked by 30 blue shells in a single race to feel human again. Garfield Kart is so basic, shallow, and easy. I wasn't struggling at all except when I was starting to get bored by the 3rd track of every single cup I played through. The AI is just too passive. I never felt challenged or had a rival. In Mario Kart, you had rivals depending on which character you played as. Those were the ones you had to keep an eye on as they rubber band past you and used items most of the time on you. someone you had to truly compete against. Here, no such thing. But hey, at least what about the tracks and items? Surely the developer nailed these things at the very least, right? There's 16 tracks over the course of 4 cups. Each one is themed after different aspects of the show, such as the suburbs where John, Garfield, Odie, and friends live, or the city where Garfield gets into trouble with the Italian restaurant owner, and more. Rural, urban, forest, desert, and more themed tracks, with the worst offenders always be in the desert. This is where I agree with Scott the Waz. I'm not a fan of desert themed tracks. They're just so basic and forgettable, it's just rock and sand.
True. Yep. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
As for highlights, I'll give it to Play Misty for me, which is rainy and around the coast with a dockyard, or the Pasta Cosi factory, where you race through a factory. But nothing really stands out, you know, akin to Mario Kart, where people know of Ghost Valley, Bowser Castle, Moo Moo Farm, Toad's Turnpike, Daisy Cruiser, and Rainbow Road.
Word.
We don't have anything like that in this game, and that hurts it greatly. While all the tracks are basic and perfectly serviceable, the lack of anything iconic and imaginative leaves Garfield Kart being less memorable. When you lack anything on par with even the likes of Super Mario Kart, you failed at making a great kart racer.
In action, you've never been in a race like this. Super Mario Kart, only for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. No wonder the best play here.
Now onto the items, as every kart racer has to have items like Mario Kart. Well, this game tries to copy various items from MK. Some are good and some are bad. The first item is a pie, which is the green shell that gets thrown in front or behind you. Tracking pie is your blue shell, but also not really. It heat seeks whoever's in front of you to take them out, not just who's in first place. Diamond is the cloud item from MK. If you get hit by it, it'll stick to you and explode over time. But you can pass it off to another player by hitting them. Magic Wand throws you off, as the AI will use it at weird times. This item has whoever it hits swap places with the person who used it.
What the hell was that?
Perfume is the star, as you're invincible and get a speed boost. Lasagna is the mushroom, as you get a temporary speed boost. The UFO is the worst item of this game, as it slows the game to a crawl, whether you get hit by it or slow down for someone else to get grabbed by the UFO, which is an issue because this thing has 3 UFOs that eat up the entire track, so you cannot just drive around it. There's an item I never noticed whatsoever, let alone got, but apparently after looking up online for all the info on everything in the game, there's a item called a pillow. Not sure what it does, as there's no information really about it, and I just never got to see it in game. I never could get hold of it, the AI never used it, but apparently it does exist.
Sure, buddy.
The last item available is the spring, which can be placed behind you to fling someone into the air if they get hit by it, or to give you a boost and avoid any incoming projectiles, let alone to access shortcuts and puzzle pieces in certain tracks. Overall, all these items are okay except for the pillow I never could get hold of, and the UFO being a total cock blocker. And the spring really doesn't have any real use outside of puzzle piece collection. More on that later. But hey, there's something else we have to talk about. Unlike Mario Kart 8 and many of the Mario Kart games, we actually have a ceremony in the end of every Grand Prix. Well, basic. At the least it's here akin to Mario Kart 64 and Super Mario Kart. It always irked me that MK8 lacked this. Instead, you just got a rotating floating trophy. If you don't want to compete in the Grand Prix, what other modes are even available? Well, we got 3 more to play with. Starting off with single race, where we can select any unlocked cup and track. Then just race. It's nice to have, but notice there's no options when setting up a game. We just race the normal amount of laps. We cannot define who plays with us, if items are allowed or not, how many laps, you name it. It's just a single race with no personalization. But hey, at least we have it, and I'd rather have it even if it's basic.
You suck!
Time trial is here, of course. Yay? You just race against the clock, trying to get the best time as possible, beat the current record and set a new one. That's it. There's nothing else to this mode. There's no other racers. There's no challenge. It's soulless and boring, with no threats or people to compete against. I cannot find any enjoyment in this mode. I hated it in Mario Kart, and I hate it here as well. Moving on. The very last mode available is Daily Challenge, where you must complete races meeting certain criteria. In turn, you'll unlock a new part for your carts or something else. While I didn't enjoy this mode really, at least there's more to this game, but where's the battle mode?
What is wrong with you?
The music in the game is pretty good.
Change the channel, hurry! Where's the remote?
From relaxing tunes to more funky and upbeat stuff. All on par with the show itself. While there's no standout track song akin to Mario Kart, it's at the very least tolerable. The PC port isn't perfect. For one thing, you cannot at all interact with the UI using your controller. Only the mouse can be used at the main menu, options, customization, etc. Which does suck, as I hate it when PC ports do this. Just let me use one, not both. Or let me use both, but don't make it where I have to use one then the other. I expect this low effort from the likes of the Japanese, who continue to make some of the worst PC ports of all time still to this very day.
Your intellect is as weak as your dollar. Failure is your destiny. You disrespect yourself and your nation. You are made of stupid.
Yet outside of this nitpick, there was no stability issues or graphical settings resetting or the like, just a minor annoyance with the UI and that's about it. Overall, a basic decent port.
Yay!
As you play, you'll run into puzzle pieces on every single track. There's 3 a piece per track, which is used to unlock images. And if you miss some, don't worry. If you get one, it stays unlocked until you get all the other puzzle pieces, then you unlock that image. You don't have to redo the entire race just to collect all 3 puzzle pieces. But yeah, all you unlock is a small image you cannot interact with at all. Not even zooming in to see it better or anything. It's just a bunch of random still images. I don't see the appeal, but hey, at least there's something else to unlock, right? At the end of the day, Garfield Kart is a painfully average Mario Kart clone. It doesn't really do anything to stand out, nor does it have a lot of problems in turn. It's just there, and I guess that's just fine. Much like Garfield himself, this is just a simple idea that appeals towards the average person.
A lot of people think I'm obsessed, but I think I'm pretty normal.
Well, Garfield has its haters, mostly because they're Heathcliff stans. I find Garfield Kart worth playing. Hopefully we can get an actual sequel and not just a remake that doesn't really do much else akin to Furious Racing. Imagine if they were given a better budget and more time. Plus, used an engine that wasn't garbage like Unity. We could have something more on par with Mario Kart 8, but with Garfield. That would be nice. Oh well, one can dream, I suppose.
I'm gonna grab some shut-eye. Maybe dream a new dream.
Anyways, that's it for this video. See you all later.
Okay, you reeled me back in.